if I'm Atlanta, bro, I'm on the phone right now. Like, man, we ain't in the playoffs. We ain't got nothing to do with none of this. So y'all might as well not cut the TV on all weekend. Just get on this phone. What do you want for Justin Fields? And I'm calling Eric Bieniemy, and I'm telling him right now, I don't give a damn about the fine I'm gonna get for tampering. I need you, bro. You coming down here, and we is finna create the fried chicken Chiefs in Atlanta.
Fried chicken cheese. Hey,
I like. All right. What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning in. This is another episode of PPP, the Pigskin Posse Podcast with Tim and Ryan. And y'all know how we do this time of year. We always bring back a guest. We got my homie, my dog, and once again, another Pattonville alumni, Malcolm Big Mac Banks. What's up? What's up, bro? It took me a minute to get that out.
That's all good. Even Shannon Short messed up on the intro. You feel me? So
you ain't that was a. You know what? I ain't made it through like the second half of that interview yet.
No, you
I ain't gonna lie,
watch them
that's,
like 3
that's
times.
That's one of the most entertaining interviews.
I think I don't agree with Stephen A very much, but he did say like if you give it about a year or two, that's gonna be one of the most popular or research podcast interviews of all time. And that's one thing I can agree with him about.
You wanna know what's crazy? It already is. I was looking at a post that had the stats on there. Like it was like the most viewed like interviews. It was like Cat Williams was at the top, and this was like when the interview was only out for like 4 days. Right. And it had like the Soulja Boy interview was up there, the Birdman interview was up there. Like Cat Williams' interview literally did like Drake numbers. Mm-hmm. It went like 5 million views in a day
within the first hour. Within the first when he dropped that first clip, that was just like motherfuckers was shit.
That shit was like a 15 million
you know how it be, man.
Yeah,
you know how it be, man. People love drama, and then he don't really pop out too often. So, and he's a charismatic person. So as soon as they see him on camera talking how he was talking spicy, they's like, yeah, let me tap in.
Do y'all believe like everything that he's saying in the interview?
Not everything, and I feel like some things, you know how it be, like when you just conversing with somebody, you know what I'm saying, you might stumble over a few words, like how people like nitpicking everything, like how he said he read 3,000 books a year for them 5 years. I'm like, bro, I'm like, I don't think he meant it like he worded it wrong. I feel like he's just trying to say that he read 3,000 books over that span of 5 years, not 3,000 books a year for 5 years.
That
but when a lot of that, it makes sense. Like when you listen to it,
the comedians part, like when he was talking about the comedians, I definitely believe all of that shit. But like the personal shit about him, like I do not believe that he rode in the back of a fucking 18-wheeler down to Miami. That part I do not believe. He said him and his fucking Rottweiler.
Yeah, that sounds like something off a movie.
Yeah, that shit was a little wild.
That sounds like some smuggling shit.
But I ain't gonna lie. Back then, you gotta think about the times that he was living in back then. It's true too. Possible.
That's true too. And he said he was like 13 whenever he did that. It's just a lot. That part, some of the personal shit, I feel like was a little exaggerated.
Some of it is hard to believe.
But everything that got to do with the comedians, I can definitely believe that. I can definitely.
And then it make it worse that in everybody's response, like, ain't none of them like calling him out for lying about nothing. Like they all just saying how they was displeased about him saying something. Like, and then especially with the like Ricky Smiley and Money Mike thing, like when he was talking about like how when Ricky Smiley was in the script, like it was a scene where Money Mike get raped, and it's gonna be in the movie, and like Ice Cube came and did an interview after that. Well, he didn't do an interview, but you know,
he put that video on Twitter or X or whatever.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, a lot of it was true, but he was like, yeah, Money Mike wasn't gonna get raped, da 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 da. And he was like, I was like, bro, I feel like he capped when he said that just off the strength of like he ain't wanna make it worse for Ricky Smiley because it's like you ain't never put nothing like that in none of your other movies, but you had the innuendo that Money Mike was supposed to get raped in that movie.
Yep. And here, something that fucks me up is because this is a rumor going around for a long time, and for a while, I did believe it. Why it seemed like every time a celebrity just like they not necessarily disappear, but they don't have the same level of stardom or fame for a while. Why is it always this rumor going around? Oh, they on drugs and they doing crack and all this shit. Because now when he fought that little boy and the dude put him in a headlock, I definitely thought he was on drugs around that time. But he came out and said like that shit's not
wild
true.
Scenario to be.
Yeah.
That's just a wild scenario.
I'm sorry, bro. He definitely redeemed in this interview. He definitely redeemed himself because that was the last memory I had of Cat Williams was him getting put in the headlock.
Getting put in the headlock, bro. That was... but I feel like that's just because like people feel like once you in the public eye like that, to where literally everything you do, like once you step away from that, people feel like people don't feel like that you still human. Like when they look at you like in that light, they feel like it's something different. Like that is your lifestyle. So, but everybody's still human. Like people step away from the starlight on their own. People step away from it just because they want to have their life back. You know what I'm saying? They want to have a sense of normalcy. Right. But people see it as people look at it like from the fandom perspective, looking at it, they feel like people don't step away from that voluntarily. They feel like they either forced out or they fell off.
True. That I can agree with.
But shit, it's some people that just stay grounded, bro, and they just be having their way with it.
Yep. I mean, that's what we try to do with the podcast, man. And while we on that topic, let's go ahead and jump off into some motherfucking football, man. I've been waiting on this. So obviously yesterday, the national championship went on. Michigan defeats Washington 34-13. Michigan 303 yards rushing, 140 passing yards. They had more rushing yards than Washington had total yards.
Yeah.
Like in this game, Michigan did exactly what the fuck I thought they was gonna do. They dominated the run game, plain and simple.
Exactly. And I was talking to my partners about this. It's just like, bro, whenever you like, it's inevitable. That's why people always get so upset about it. Like when teams from like the Pac-12 or something like that make it into the playoffs, just because they know that whenever it comes to the physicality aspect of the game, the Pac-12 is not. It's not that. Like that's why Washington looks so lost in their run fits, even in like just the fundamentals of like guarding the basic run, like the run scheme, because their run scheme wasn't complicated. It wasn't a lot of misdirection. It was literally big on big, zone blocking. I'm just bigger and better than you. And it made sense. Like that's what I expected as well, just because, like I said, the Pac-12, nobody runs the ball in the Pac-12 like that.
Not like Michigan, no.
Yeah, it's a lot of misdirection. It's a lot of fancy stuff. It's a lot of finesse in the Pac-12. That's why whenever they get in the playoffs and they matched up with three teams that's SEC or Big 12, which are all known for having immaculate linemen and physical specimens, they always get overpowered and they always get bullied just because like the Pac-12 is literally the past 12. Like they known for high flying spread. We finna put up high numbers. It's literally a shootout every week. You never really hear of a Pac-12 game where it's a defensive game. It's always high scoring.
Yep. I can agree. Ryan, what did you make of this game?
I mean, I knew that Michigan was going to bring physicality, but I just thought that the passing attack would have been able to counteract some of that. I mean, he was real high with a lot of his throws. The pass rush was getting to him. And then once homie fell on his already, formerly the leg he messed up that was formerly had surgery on, he really wasn't himself. He was just high with everything. He tried to throw the ball away, threw a pick. I mean, I started watching it about 7 minutes left. I already saw what was going to happen. Credit to Washington. They kept it close. They kept it real close for a while, all things considered.
Yeah.
But I mean, this the physicality. I mean, to me, Michigan was built like a SEC team
In this
this year.
game, yeah, they
Better.
were.
I mean, but better. I
Yeah.
mean, you saw what they did to Alabama. Now, granted, this is like Alabama's defense has been trending downward the last couple of years, but you can see that the physicality, they had to go out there and play them boys, and then Washington, they got a whole bunch of 3 stars out there, so they really
Yeah.
they really overachieved this year. Well, all things
Yeah.
considered, they really overachieved. So, but hats off to Harbaugh and that coaching staff. He sent the email about the change in direction they was going to go into for the start of this season, and it came to fruition. They was about to fire this man. He's beaten Ohio State 3 years in a row. They own the Big Ten, so it's going to be interesting to see their additions with Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington now being a part of the Big Ten. We'll just see that dynamic. I mean, honestly, it'd be interesting to see California team built like a Big Ten team. That's what's going to have to happen in the future. But hats off to Harbaugh. He finally did it, man. And I don't think he's going anywhere. But by the way, he's not going nowhere. That's just
what
my
I said. That's what I said. He had plenty of. The only way I could see him leaving is if he literally had a checklist that was like, okay, after I win a national championship, then I will leave. That's the only way. And he the type of guy. He a straight shooter. He really don't do too much. He don't like too many other rumors floating around. Okay. He don't like too many other innuendos in the background. So I feel like if he was gonna leave, he would have said that. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. That's another good point. It seemed like you could tell by watching the game, like once the game flow got going and it got into the momentum, you can tell by the gameplay that Michigan was conducting themselves like they've been there before, like they've been in that type of setting. And Washington looked like they was new to this. Like you said, like they just overachieved and they was happy to be there.
Yep. And when you look at when you break everything down and look at it, honestly, both of these teams played kind of bad. Just Michigan had bigger plays than Washington. I mean, you had the two 40+ yard runs by Donovan Edwards, and then of course Blake Corum had 2 touchdowns at the in the second half. But like situational football, Washington was 2 of 14 on third down. Washington was also 2 of 5 on fourth down. Michigan was 1 of 10 on third down. What helped them was just the fact that they capitalized on, getting those yards early on in the possessions. First and second down, they're getting chunk plays out of the run game. They didn't throw the ball until they necessarily had to. So just Harbaugh played. In the end, Washington's coach just got outcoached. Plain and simple. Washington coach got outcoached, and they just flat out outplayed. They flat out outplayed Washington. They came in with the mindset, we better than you are. Y'all know what the fuck we gonna do. So do what you can to stop it. That's pretty much what they came in here and just big brother Washington is what they did. And I said that I'm like, okay, we know Michigan, everybody knows Michigan, they're a run heavy team.
Right.
Washington has one of the worst run defenses in the nation. Mm-hmm. So all they did was exploited that. And when they did get in trouble, that's when they passed it. And because Washington wasn't expecting them to pass it, they capitalized on it each time.
I mean, and then Washington keep it close, have a shootout with teams, but give Michigan credit. They made it a Big Ten game.
They did.
We're gonna run the ball. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be a lot of 3 and outs. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna play action. This is gonna be our brand and style of game. We're not gonna get no shootout with you because our quarterback's not that kind of quarterback.
Yep.
And I mean, hats off to Harbaugh again for sticking to his game plan. No, we're gonna play our game. We're not finna get caught up in what y'all trying to do. We're finna play our game. And at that 15-0, this is literally the best Michigan team of all time.
all time.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah, you hit the nail. You hit the nail on the head with that. That was another main key factor in the game. You could tell as the game was going on, and the team started facing some adversity. You could see that Harbaugh had the stone face, like you said. He's sticking to the game plan. He's sticking to what we worked on all week. It was one of those situations like, they gonna break eventually. They stuck to what they knew. They stuck to what they thought was gonna work. Versus Washington, once they started hitting that consistent adversity, like I feel like after the first few drives, when they seen that they weren't scoring, they like, damn, okay, what do we do now? Like, okay, we feel like we could exploit this. It's not working. It's not working. So that I feel like they kind of was, trying different things. Now, don't get me wrong, the officiating was a little one sided, but I don't think it was.
Some of them home
but
calls.
Them bird box ass referees.
I feel like it kind of gave you the same feel of like, to compare it, it's like if an NFL favorite is playing a team that everybody know that they supposed to beat, the refs kind of give them a little leeway just because it's like, all right, like I know that he better than you. So all right, he might be holding there, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Versus Washington, they felt like, all right, we know you are inferior. So I already know I gotta keep my eye on you before the ball snapped or before the play started. And then, but you could kind of see how, I don't want to say it wasn't frustration, but you could see the inexperience start to seep out in Washington as the game went on. Like the little things, the little technicalities, like the center twitching and false starting, or the guard getting nervous because they showing blitz, or somebody might step down in the gap, he moving a little bit before the ball snap. Like they was killing themselves a lot, and they was killing the momentum a lot, which is you basically shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to officiating. This is just me speaking from experience. Once they see that your momentum is shifting in the wrong direction, they tend to not, the refs tend to not be as tedious and tentative to the things because they already see how the game is going.
Right.
And another thing, man, once Washington was they were just making a whole bunch of uncharacteristic mistakes, right? Their bread and butter is, them deep routes to the sideline, getting the offense going. Once Penix completes about 2 or 3 of those, it usually changes the game. And then another thing I noticed was the receivers weren't breaking tackles. So like that 5-yard out and he breaks it, now it's a 30-yard gain. It's just a 5-yard out. Right. So that's another thing. I mean, Michigan's probably was the best tackling team of football this past season, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it was like, for me, it was like, okay, I don't want to say it, but like the whole year, I'm like, okay, you suspended Buddy twice. They still go out there and dominate everybody they play. The only close game they really had was, I mean, I guess you can say a little bit of the Big Ten championship game. It was kind of ugly at first, and really the Bama game, to be honest. So, I mean, wow, I'm just curious to see what they're gonna do next year.
Exactly. And touching on that, I think it really helps the Big Ten that they get in USC, UCLA, and Oregon, because it brings a little bit of diversity to the Big Ten, because the Big Ten has always been top heavy. It's either Michigan or Ohio State. Michigan State, they'll flash every so often, but it's a very boring conference.
Yeah,
it's a very defensive heavy conference. So you getting these guys, so you getting schools like USC, UCLA. So now the Big Ten to get some of these primetime games, you won't have to worry about Ohio State and Michigan playing at 11 o'clock instead of 7 p.m. on a Saturday night. Because I never agreed with that. I always thought that shit was stupid.
Well, I mean, big news is a new primetime.
Yeah. But that was the only game you had to look forward to in the Big Ten season was Ohio State and Michigan. Everybody else, you pretty much knew the outcome before it came. And that's another thing to the point. That was a good point, Ryan, because that's another reason why Pac-12 teams struggle whenever they get into the playoffs or whenever they play out of conference matchups against tough teams that come from stout conferences like the SEC or the Big Ten, because they are conditioned to playing quality opponents, mainly the SEC. They condition to playing quality opponents that are very fundamentally sound and well coached all year round. So they're used to going into a game with the mindset of, okay, we not relying on chunk plays. We have to put together drives. We have to be fundamentally sound. We have to take what we can get. We have to, you know what I'm saying? It's a chess match every week versus it's lining up guys. You know what? This is the perfect comparison for the Washington game. It was like watching the Eagles. It was like watching the Eagles as of late. When you was watching Washington, they were literally trying to go to matchups versus playing chess and taking what the defense is giving them and try to exploit different holes in the defense. They were trying to rely on the same playmakers that they've been relying on all year. When in actuality, to win a championship, it is the ultimate team accomplishment for a reason. You literally have to rely on. Mm-hmm. You have to rely on roster spot number 1 all the way down to roster spot number 53 to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree. So let's move on. We have to get into the NFL play, this NFL wild card weekend. First up, we have one of the games of the weekend, actually. Tyreek Hill is going back to Kansas City.
I'm going
Kansas
to Arrowhead.
Technically, it's the Giha Field at Arrow, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Arrowhead.
It's Arrowhead. Just like I don't care what everybody else calls it. You can call it X. You can call it's fucking Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter. I don't care what nobody say. But we got the 11-6 Dolphins going up against the 11-6 Chiefs. Miami's red zone offense is actually ranked second, 67%. They got the first overall offense, first overall pass offense, 6th overall rush offense, 2nd overall in points per game. They're 7th and 3rd, converting third downs on offense. They're 11th in giveaways, 28th in sacks allowed. Defensive wise, they're 12th overall on defense. Red zone, as far as the red zone going, they're fucking terrible. Converting in the red teams, converting in them on the reds, and their red zone defense is 28th, as teams have converted 64% of the time. Once again, 12th overall defense, 15th overall pass defense, 7th overall rush defense, 22nd overall in points allowed, 20th on third down percentage, 11th in takeaways, 3rd in sacks, 14th in interceptions. The Chiefs, on the other hand, 16th in red zone efficiency on offense, 11th they have the 11th best overall offense, 6th best overall pass offense, 19th overall rush offense. Yes, surprisingly. Their biggest problem is fucking drops. The 15th overall in points scored, 7th on third down percentage on offense, 9th in turnovers, and 31st in sacks allowed. No, I'm sorry, 28th in sacks allowed. On defense flip side, their defense actually is 8th overall, as teams only have converted 50% of the time. That's their red zone defense. Mm-hmm. They have the 3rd best overall defense, 4th best overall pass defense, 17th overall best rushing defense. They're 2nd in points allowed, as they have the 2nd best defense when it comes to allowing points. They're 10th on third down. The defense is 10th on third down. They're 27th in takeaways and 2nd in sacks, and 27th in interceptions. I'll let Malcolm go first. Ryan, I'm going to let you take this one first. How you see this game playing out?
It's going to be down to what defense cracks first, I feel like. Last game they played, they was able to neutralize them in London. So it'll be interesting to see. I really should say it's going to be down to the receivers, but I don't have any expectations being a Kansas City fan. Going into this game, I'm just going to watch the game and let the game be what it is. Maybe everybody that's tired of Super Bowl hangover. I don't know what it is. I got the Chiefs winning, but it's going to be close, I feel like. It's going to be an extremely close game.
You go ahead, Malcolm. What you making of this game? How you see this playing out?
Honestly, man, I feel like the key to this game, I think the Chiefs are going to win in a close one, just because, as history shows this season, Miami really don't do too well in close games, one-possession games that go into the final 5 minutes. And the Chiefs have been finding ways to win all season. And the Chiefs have an advantage in going into this game having to have played the way they played all season. Yeah. The big problem with the Chiefs this year for me is, I really don't want to say it's a Super Bowl hangover or anything like that. They are putting too much pressure on Patrick Mahomes. They are literally They went into the season hoping Patrick Mahomes could carry them, which Juju Smith-Schuster, don't get me wrong, he's not a wide receiver one. He's not elite by any means, but he is a quality wide receiver. He's one of those receivers that gives you the feel of Anquan Bolden when he was late in his career. He might not be the most polarizing, he might not be eye-popping, but he is reliable. On third downs, he has sure hands, he has solid route running. Now, you take that away, Patrick Mahomes, they are literally asking Patrick Mahomes to carry them to the Super Bowl. I guess they thought Travis Kelce was still in his prime. That man is 30 plus, and he also has to block as well as receive. So that takes a toll on your body. You're not just tossing around corners. You're out there tossing around DNs. You're out there tossing around 250-pound backers that's trying to run through your face. It take a toll on your body. You can't expect the tight end to really carry your offense, which San Francisco has showed you over the past couple of years. After Kittle started breaking down, after he had those first 2 crazy years, we had to switch it up. We had to get more prolific on offense. That's why our offense still rolls the way it does. But with Kansas City, you are literally asking Patrick Mahomes to go out there with a core full of wide receiver threes and make them look crazy. And that's just not how the game works. Now, luckily for them, Isaiah Pacheco started to come into his own as a bell cow back. So the key for them this game is going to be the run game. And I say that because Miami just came into an unfortunate situation where they had a lot of key injuries going into the playoffs. They just lost Bradley Chubb for the season. I just seen that basically their whole linebacking core is on IR. When you reaching into the bag to bring back Bruce Irvin for the playoffs, that says desperation. And Andy Reid is the type of dude, he don't care how he get it done. He don't care who wins the game. That's a key for them. Now, in Miami, they rely on Tua and Tyreek. Mm-hmm. They only relied on Jalen Waddle because they were forced to. Jalen Waddle, for them, it's a nice – for them, Jalen Waddle is like a Ferrari. I'm not going to drive it every day, but I'm going to bring it out on the weekend when it look nice. Now, Kansas City, they got the interior lineman up front to exploit that, so they're going to be able to hold down Christian Wilkins. Now, you don't have a Bradley Chubb to contain Patrick Mahomes in the pocket, so his legs will be key in this game. I expect him to run for a nice amount of key first downs throughout this game because their receivers have a hard time getting open, and Miami is one of the best secondaries in the league. Now, with you not having any linebackers to chase him down, and you are losing Bradley Chubb and your most athletic edge rusher, who is to stop Patrick Mahomes for running for that first down on a third down, keeping them on the field, wearing them down? And now your depth on the defensive side is very shallow in the front seven. So you unless you get really creative on the defensive end, bringing Jalen Ramsey down in the box, allowing them to bring in different sets on the back end, and you get real exotic with the defense, I see this being it's going to be a slow game. I say the score will probably end up being somewhere around 2017 or 17-14. Then I got the Chiefs winning it with Patrick Mahomes getting the ball back and them running the clock down. It's gonna be a good game for Isaiah Pacheco. I'm expecting him to finish with around close to 100 yards and a touchdown. And you might get a little trickery around the red zone. So you might get a Clyde Edwards-Helaire touchdown, or you might get a Travis Kelce touchdown. I say Travis Kelce probably finish with around 60 yards, no touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is gonna rush for a touchdown. He'll probably have around like 250. Maybe a passing touchdown, maybe, depending on how their receivers feeling that day.
I ain't mad at that. I got the Chiefs winning based on nothing. I agree with both of y'all, but I think they're gonna use the environmental aspect to their advantage.
Of course,
we saw what happened when Miami went up to Buffalo early this year. They don't play good in cold temperatures. Not to mention, we have seen that whenever Miami plays a good team, a team with a winning record, they don't live up to what people are expecting them to.
Dallas.
That's why we gonna get to them later too. But that's why their offense is, the way that it is. Whenever they play, an inferior team, they use that shit to their advantage. They stat pad. There's just you see a lot of go routes, you see a lot of deep crossing routes. You don't see a lot of that shit when they play, a team like the Chiefs that they have a decent defense. For the Chiefs, I think, and I said this to Ron, I think the best thing to happen for the Chiefs is when L'Jarius Sneed and I think Charvarius Ward got hurt in the playoffs last year, and all those young guys had to step up. So it was no like, hey, we gonna slowly work you into the defense. It was like, no, we need you motherfuckers to go out there and make plays.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was the best thing for them because it enhanced their they was forced to grow up a lot quicker. And you saw it this year because I mean we've never seen the Chiefs really have a dominant defense. We've never seen them be able to, contain the pass like they have, and they've done a pretty good job. Their defense has been keeping them in games. And going back to what you said on, the Travis Kelce thing. Honestly, I think what's really hurting Travis is the fact that we see Pat don't trust nobody on this offense but Travis. Kadarius Toney has not worked out how they thought it was going to work out. I mean, we see Pat can't trust him at all. I mean, like Ryan said, they had the perfect play drew up for him, and he couldn't do so much as fucking check to make sure
Damn, bro.
went off sides. Then you got
I'm good. All right.
Then Sky Moore, they were trying to make him into the next Tyreek. We see that shit didn't pan out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, I don't know where the fuck he's been this season. The only two bright spots on this offense in the receiving core has been Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice hasn't fully gained Patrick Mahomes' trust yet. So they know that if you take everybody else away and you leave Travis, as long as we double Travis, Pat's gonna have he's gonna have a tough time all game. Another thing that's really gonna hurt Miami is I don't know if you saw the other cornerback Xavier Howard. He went out with a foot injury. I think he's doubtful for this weekend. So that's also gonna hurt.
Oh fuck!
So if Pat Mahomes is going to have a game in the playoffs to get him back on track, I definitely feel like this is gonna be the game. I'm gonna go, especially with it being cold and them boys. Most of them boys used to playing in the cold. I'm gonna go like 30-18. Something like that. I think the Chiefs can get to 30. Tyreek is very dependent on if Waddle plays or not.
He gonna burn him.
Tyreek, I feel like
he gonna get him for one. He gonna get him for one.
I feel like it's gonna look like how LeBron looked in the finals when they played the Spurs. Like, yes, LeBron is gonna get his. What are you guys going to do? I'm not going to let LeBron beat me. The Miami Heat has to beat me.
Yeah.
Okay, you talking about the last time? Okay.
So I feel like, and then the thing with that, I feel like they're not going to double Travis Kelce. I feel like they're going to lock Jalen Ramsey on him.
They are.
Jalen Ramsey, if you peep throughout his whole career, those are the key matchups that he likes. He always gets the key to star tight end matchups. And he's a sizey, lengthy corner, so it works out. And Travis Kelce is not really physical in his route running, so Jalen Ramsey is a good matchup for him. That's why I feel like he's gonna have a few key catches, but he's not really gonna go off. Now, Rashee Rice, like you said, he hasn't gained Patrick Mahomes' trust all the way, but he has been like his favorite red zone target as far as receivers go over these past few games. That's why I say I feel like it's going to be, when they get down to the red zone, it's going to be a lot of trickery in the backfield, but it's going to end up being Pacheco.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Pacheco,
and it's going to be tough on Tua. It's going to be tough on Tua. It's going to be very tough on Tua. This game is going to show if Tua is who they thought he was, or if they were if they've been hiding him behind the talent in the scheme, because he is going to have to make some tough throws this game. Kansas City knows the type. They know Tyreek in and out, and they know that type of scheme. They know the speed receiver scheme, so they are going to. I feel like it's going to be a lot of zone blitzing, and it's going to be a lot of disguised looks. Like it's going to be zone, but then they might have Jalen Ramsey not Jalen Ramsey. I'm thinking about Miami, but it's going to be a lot of zone, and there's going to be a lot of zone blitzing. They're going to put their pressure on Tua. They're going to see if he can see over that line. They're going to see how good he is under pressure, because that's the key to shutting down. It's scary because you are taking away some coverage, but you got to put pressure on them to get the ball out there early, because Miami likes to run those later developing routes, but they might not be as late developing just because of the speed being able to make up for some of that time. So you got to put that pressure on Tua and force him to make tough throws, and that's when the Miami offense starts to unravel. And they got to be sound tackling. That's going to be a key for Kansas City defense. You got to make sure you bottle up them two lightning bolts in the backfield. You got to be sound tackling within that first 5 yards.
I agree. I gotta give it to you. Your breakdowns be fire, Malcolm. That's why I'm definitely happy we was able to get you back on the pod, bro.
Shit,
Man, when I say, bro, I'm a football junkie, bro. I'm a student of the game. That's why, like,
you just like us.
yeah, that's why I haven't went into coaching yet, but I've been offered to coach like since I've left the collegiate level of football.
You need to.
I'm just the type of person I feel like I like to give my all to something. And I know if I start coaching, I'm gonna dive head first into it. So I feel like I don't really want to take on that role until after I hang up my cleats. So for now, I'm gonna just stick to training players in the off season. Like, yeah, I'm gonna give you pointers on your game. I'll watch your film, but as far as coaching the whole team, I know how I am. I'm gonna get attached.
Right.
Hats off to you, brother. That's a
Definitely,
successful job.
definitely. Much respect to you for that as well. All right. Moving on to the next game, which is another game. I don't know about other people, but I'm really looking forward to this game. We have the 11-6 Cleveland Browns versus the 10-7 Houston Texans.
Ooh,
Cleveland is 15th in red zone offense, converting at scoring 56% of the time. 13th in overall offense, 19th in overall pass offense, 12th in overall rush, 12th in overall rush offense, 10th overall in points per game. They are very bad on third down, as they are 29th on converting on third down. They are first in giveaways. They give the ball away at a very high rate. They are 12th in sacks allowed. As far as the defense goes, Malcolm mentioned it earlier, they're first in overall defense, but they are dead last in red zone defense. Teams are converting on them at 70% of the fucking time. They are first in overall pass defense, 11th in overall rush defense, 13th in points allowed, 31st on 31st on third down conversion percentage, seventh in forcing turnovers, seventh in interceptions, and sixth in sacks. Houston on the flip side, Houston is 17th in the red zone, converting 53% of the time, 10th overall offense, 7th overall pass offense, 22nd overall rushing offense, 13th in points allowed, 19th on third down percentage, converting at 37%. 32nd in giving the ball away. They are dead last in giving the ball away. They are 11th in they are 11th in sacks allowed. As far as defense goes, red zone defense is actually pretty decent. 12th in red zone defense, 16th overall defense, 23rd pass defense, 6th in rushing defense, 11th in points allowed. They are 5th in third down percentage, 16th in interceptions, 15th in sacks, and 17th at forcing turnovers. Ryan, I'm gonna let you take this one again. How you see this game going? How you see this game playing out?
I mean, he's a rookie, so he's gonna show some flash. But I think ultimately it might come down to the last drive of the game, and he might throw the game losing interception, or you know what I'm saying, or vice versa. He go down the field and score. That's how I feel. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Browns because I just like how Flacco's been playing. I know he's a turnover machine, but I feel like the veteran Savage gonna get it done this game. 25-30.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. All right, Malcolm, go ahead, take over.
The key matchup for me in this game will be Laramie Tunstall versus Myles Garrett. If he can bottle up that monster, which nobody has been able to do yet this season, the Texans got a chance. They got a puncher's chance in this game. Now, Tank Dell not being available is huge. Huge because you have a bona fide number one corner in Denzel Ward that can lock in with the best of them. Nico Collins don't have his hands full. And this game is going to be a true testament to how C.J. Stroud can improvise as a quarterback, because there's going to be a lot of plays where what you called is getting locked up. So hopefully your receivers are privy to the scramble rules. And, you know, he's an athletic, energetic player. He brings a lot of energy to his offense. You can tell the players rally around him and they rely on his energy to carry them throughout the game. So it's gonna be all on his ability to improvise, his ability to extend plays. And David Singletary is available for this game, correct?
Yeah, he is available. Mm-hmm.
He is going to be key. He has to get those 3 yards, 4 yard rushes on first down to allow that offense to open up. Because if the Browns defense is allowed to take away one element from the Texans offense, that is going to make their offense very vanilla, just due to the lack of depth on their end. So that key matchup that I was speaking on, if Myles Garrett can get to the quarterback early and often, it's going to be a long day because a lot of people are going to forget about Zadarius Smith on the other side, which is a mismatch against anybody's second best lineman on the team, unless you're talking about a Lane Johnson, which is like a unicorn. So it's that pass rush, man. That pass rush is relentless, man. If you can't contain that D line, bro, it's gonna be a long day. Now, my boy D'Amico Ryan's over there. He be dialing up that shit on defense, so it's gonna be tough on Joe Flacco. That man got a defensive mind, and his scheme is great, as you've seen. Like, it's not just the talent. He proved that this year. It's not just that he had such a talented group in San Francisco. He came in and literally turned this whole organization around in 17 games. That's unheard of. But the one thing that makes the Texans dangerous is they have nothing to lose. Nothing is more dangerous than the man with nothing to lose. Nobody expected them to be there. Everybody expected them to be right back in the lottery conversations next year. This is literally just a landmark game for them. This is literally a game to see where they stack up against the rest of the league. So they literally coming in here with no expectations. They just here trying to spoil somebody else. They literally just here to spoil the Browns' aspiration. So they're gonna be playing loose. They're gonna be going out there trying to have fun. They're gonna go out there with nothing on their mind, no pressure, and they coming for the upset. Now with the Browns, they know we are without our best player, Nick Chubb, which they have been all season, but they are put in a position to where we have to be meticulous with our scheme on offense. We have to be meticulous in our matchups. We have to be meticulous in picking our spots. We have to be meticulous in our play calling. So it's not gonna be a blowout by any means. But I would say I got the Browns winning by maybe in the range of 7-10, and I feel like the game might end on a sack. I feel like it'll end on a Myles Garrett sack to run the clock down.
I'm also take the Browns in this game. They are definitely really good at getting to the quarterback, as Malcolm mentioned. You got a big matchup with Larry Tunsil and Myles Garrett, and I think the fact that they did lose one of their best offensive linemen, and Scott Quessenberry, however the hell you say his name, I think they will have. Don't get it twisted. Houston's defense, they ain't no punk. Like they got a pretty solid defense over there. And you know, I do credit that to D'Amico Ryans. You know, and I said this at the beginning of the season. You getting all them young boys, Jalen Petrie, Derek Stingley, and then you know you give them a guy like Will Anderson. You give a guy like D'Amico Ryans, who was captain on that team, who made a Pro Bowl on that team, and everything. You give him guys like that. He's gonna mold them into being special players. Like that's just a given. Give it 1 or 2 more years, and we talk all these guys. Half this defense just might make the fucking Pro Bowl.
If there's no sophomore slump, this team will be scary for years to come.
I think so. I think Cleveland. I'm gonna take Cleveland. I think what's gonna happen is Cleveland just might jump out to a big lead in the first half due to CJ's inexperience in the playoffs, and he'll make a run in the second half, but ultimately I think he'll end up coming up short. With him missing Tank Dell and Nico Collins being his number one, I don't think he can fuck with Denzel Ward. I really don't. And then I don't think they have enough talent on the defense to stop Amari Cooper, David Njoku, and Elijah Moore. You can, you can take away Elijah Moore, but I'm taking Amari Cooper 1-on-1 with anybody. No matter you can say what you want about his age, but Amari Cooper's still one of the best route runners in the NFL. So I get him 1-on-1 with anybody. I'm taking Amari Cooper every time. Every time.
He got paid
go ahead, bro.
He got paid a bag to be there for a reason. All I was gonna say was, isn't it funny how David Njoku looks like that all-world talent we thought he was gonna be? As soon as he get a veteran quarterback, isn't that funny? Anyway, my bad, bro. Your point.
No, I mean I always felt like David Njoku was a world talent. It's just he had to fight for targets. I mean, one year he had Jarvis Landry and OBJ there. Then and then you got Nick Chubb coming out the backfield, and they had Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So he just he had to fight for touches. That's another thing too. I feel like Cleveland's run game is going to be the X factor in this game.
Mm-hmm.
If Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt can't get, because Kareem Hunt's obviously the red zone guy, but if Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt can't get off, I don't know if I'm fully. Don't get me wrong, Joe Flacco's look decent, but I don't know if I'm fully putting this game in Joe Flacco's hands for us to get him to win, for him to get us to win.
Yeah, I would say the reason Njoku has really been flourishing, I feel like, is because the Browns offense has been forced to evolve.
Yeah.
They so used to like the scheme that they normally run is basically meant for a blocking tight end.
Mm-hmm.
They run a lot of power run, they run a lot of power zone. But now that the weapons have been slim, people have been in and out of the lineup all season, they've been forced to kind of take a shot here. Let's try something different. Let's try this. And now they like, okay, we're gonna start to try to attack the middle of the field more. We're gonna start to let David Njoku get back to what he was doing in Miami. Run a lot of crosser routes, run a lot of check and release, get him in open field. Let's see what he can do. Let's work on that athleticism. And they seen that it started to pay off. So now they're starting to get back to it more and more and more. But the thing that has been key for them is they haven't been oversaturating it. Like they'll do it, they'll go away from it. They'll come back to it, run it for like a couple drives, go away from it. So it's not like, okay, we're coming out here game planning for Njoku to run this or for them to go to this. Like he's not really a key. He's not a focus player for their offense, but he is definitely a key contributor.
Yep, I would agree. And before we move on, bro, I got to give a shout out to CJ Stroud. If y'all say anybody else is offensive rookie of the year, you do not watch football. I mean, that man they tried to tear him down because of that whole that Wonderlic test bullshit. And I don't care what you say. The game is not. It's not play. It's definitely just as much mental as it is physical. But to knock this man and say that we're unsure about where we should draft him or unsure about what he can mold into based on him fucking taking a paper test, that shit was stupid. Yeah. That shit was stupid. Yeah. The man, I mean, he came in, he had big shoes to fill with the whole Deshaun Watson situation, with Deshaun Watson leaving how he did, and Houston's been, fucking horrible the last couple of years. CJ Stroud, 4,108 yards, 23 touchdowns to 5 interceptions as a rookie. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
And that man threw for 4,000 yards, and I think he missed like 3 games.
And that man got some crazy arm talent, man.
Yes,
he throw one of the best balls in the game, man. Pause. He definitely got one of the prettiest deep balls in the game, bro. It's on the line every time. Spiral. It's never ugly, man. He got a bright future in the league. And the Texans, for them, win or lose, this is a win-win situation.
Yes, it is.
Because even if you lose, you're going into the offseason with one of the most
and they at home.
Man. So even if the chance, let's say they do lose, you going into the offseason with one of the best young quarterbacks in the league, one of the best young edge rushers in the league, $72 million in cap space, with big name free agents that are in key positions of need for your team. Now, who's to say that DeAndre Hopkins doesn't want to reunite with Houston? Who's to say that they don't land Mike Evans?
And now go back to College Station.
man, now all of a sudden you got a full receiving core of Mike Evans, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz, and now then by the off chance, let's say that they go and enter the Derrick Henry sweepstakes.
Ooh, don't tease me like that. Don't tease me like that.
People don't think about that. Like I've never heard the Texans mention with Derrick Henry all this season. They don't have a true running back one. Don't get me wrong, Dameon Pierce is good. He's a nice complimentary back, but if you want a true prolific back, who's to say that they don't get Derrick Henry? Who's to say that they don't package up Dameon Pierce and maybe a pick and go get Derrick Henry?
Well, Derrick Henry's going at the end of this year anyway. I mean, you saw that. I don't know if y'all saw that speech he gave in the game. Yeah, thank you, Tennessee, for 8 years of my life. Yeah, he's gone. He ain't coming back.
I ain't coming back. They ain't told me they firing the coach.
He thanked the janitors. He's not coming back.
He ain't coming back. All right, let's move on to the next game. My motherfucking game. We got the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers with the defensive player of the year. I don't give a fuck what I don't care what your argument is. TJ defensive player of the year, goddammit. But we got the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers versus the 11-6 Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh red zone offense actually it's not that great. 27th in red zone. It's in Buffalo. Let me get to it though. 27th in red zone. 27th in red zone efficiency. converting 47% of the time on offense. Overall offense is 25th. Pass offense 25th. Rushing offense 13th. 27th in points scored. 22nd on converting on third down. 24th in sacks allowed. Meaning we're at the bottom. We don't allow a whole lot of sacks, and we are second to last in giving the ball away. So we take care of the ball pretty well, believe it or not. We are actually 5th in red zone defense. Teams are only converting on us 46% of the time. 22nd overall defense, 17th overall pass defense, 19th overall rush defense, 6th in points allowed, 21st on teams converting on us in third down, 6th in forcing turnovers, 11th in sacks, and 11th in interceptions. Buffalo, on the other hand, they are 6th in red zone offense, converting 63% of the time. 6th in overall offense, 8th in overall pass offense, 7th overall rush offense, 6th in points scored. First converting on third down, converting at 39%. They're dead last in the league at giving up sacks. They're 7th and they are 7th in giving the ball away. 19th overall red zone defense. Teams are converting on them 56% of the time. 6th overall defense, 7th overall pass defense, 15th overall rush defense, 4th overall points allowed, 18th on teams converting on them on third down, 38%, 5th in interceptions, 4th in sacks, and 3rd in turnovers. Since this is my team, I'm gonna take this one first. So even though I want to put my football fandom aside, I cannot get over the fact that Josh Allen is very fucking careless with the football. He's very careless with the football. Minka is going to be back for this game, and Demonte KZ.
And TJ hurt.
TJ's hurt, but I do like the little rookie linebacker we got, Nick Herbig. Like he actually filled in pretty nice for TJ whenever TJ got hurt. Granted, I do know how high powered Buffalo's offense can be. I do know what Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs is capable of, but I like Joey Porter Jr. on Stephon, so I'm definitely willing to take that matchup. I think it's all gonna come down to quarterback play because yes, Mason Rudolph has the hot hand. I give him that, but I don't like the way he looked against Baltimore's backups. I really don't. And I'm here willing to admit that yes, even though we are 7-1 against Baltimore in the last 8 fucking years, if Baltimore would have played their starters with the way Mason Rudolph played, yeah, they probably would have got us. But I have no expectations going into the postseason any fucking way. So whatever happens. But I definitely feel like with as careless as Josh Allen is with the football and the way they give the ball over on offense, I feel like we can go into Buffalo and we can get them. I do. Not to mention, and I want to go back to the last 2 years in the playoffs for whatever reason, and even this season. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, they just, for whatever reason, they don't mesh well together. It got off to a good start with them, but this season and then the last 2 seasons in the playoffs, they are 2 different players. Josh Allen tries to do way too much, and Stephon just, for whatever reason, he disappears in these games.
That's because him and Stephon start beefing because of that exact reason. Josh Allen, whenever they get into key spots, Josh Allen try to play hero ball, and Stephon Diggs, that's when the whole beef started happening because Stephon Diggs got upset that they were not drawing up plays for him or force feeding him the ball in key situations, which I understand because you paid me for this. You brought me here for this exact reason. But I ain't even gonna lie, man. For me, the key in this game for me is the fact that Stephon and Josh Allen are not on the same page, and my dog, the GOAT, I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I might like him over Bill Belichick, my man, Mike T, man. Mike T, he just one of those. He just one of them coaches, bro. If he got a chance, you can't count him out. He gonna have that defense scheme to the T. He gonna have their offense schemed out to the T, man. His defense is prolific. No matter who he got, no matter how underwhelming they look on paper, he gonna have them boys where they supposed to be. He gonna have them where they supposed to be. And another key thing for the Steelers right now, Mike Tomlin is great at diagnosing and scheming against the run. So the Buffalo Bills are being charged. They're relying on they run game to carry the offense over the past, I'll say, since they've been streaking. That the main theme has been James Cook. And yeah, man, Mike T, he gonna have them where they supposed to be when they need to be there. If you think they not out there drilling run fits, they not out there doing simple shit. Like Mike T is the type of person. The thing that make him so dangerous, bro, is just how humble he is, bro. He's not above going back to the basics because he knows that's what's best for the team right now. He is willing to do whatever he got to do to get a win, no matter how ugly, dirty, and grimy they got to get it. Not saying that they're going to play dirty, but, he's no stranger to getting ugly wins.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see them getting a strip on Josh Allen in the red zone while he trying to scramble and make something happen, or him throwing the ball off cue when they getting picked off. Minka, man, that boy a ball hawk. He a shark out there. He a shark in the water. And with Josh Allen, he gonna smell blood.
That's pretty much the point I was gonna make. Can Josh Allen play a clean game? And I think not. And but to counteract that is can Pittsburgh capitalize on Josh Allen's mistakes? Can Rudolph get out of his own way? I'm not a Mason Rudolph guy. I've been watching him since his career at Oklahoma State. If you get any kind of pressure on this man, I promise you he's going to throw that ball anywhere. Just don't hit me. So with that being said, it's going to come down to A, can Josh Allen play a clean game? B, can Buffalo get chunk plays? If Buffalo can get a series of chunk plays, they usually win the game. And C, can Buffalo's defense keep Pittsburgh off the field? If they can do those things, Buffalo's got the game. But I wouldn't be too surprised if Buffalo goes home at home. They've done that a lot.
Another key thing too, because he's been getting hot at the right time. And Buffalo has their 15th in rush defense. Najee is hitting his stride at the right fucking time. Yeah. And you see Jaylen Warren has been the perfect complementary back to him. So if they can, that's another thing. If they can contain the Russian attack and force us to throw the ball, yeah, then I can see. But then I can see Buffalo maybe getting it done. But it keeps bringing me back to Josh Allen's carelessness with the football. Minka being back and KZ being back and Joey Porter Jr. coming into his own, they're not gonna make it easy for him. And even without TJ, we still got Cameron Hayward. So it's gonna be an ugly game. It's gonna be a very ugly game. But this is my scenario because I'm not ready to give up on my boy just yet. I think Mason Rudolph plays shitty the first half. I think they're gonna keep him on a short leash, and I think Kenny comes in, takes us home. I'm not ready to give up on Kenny.
Don't hold your breath.
I would say, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Y'all pretty much gonna have Sierra next season. Y'all they already saying that y'all linked to him, man. Y'all gonna have Sierra Wilson, man, back there at quarterback, man, which is not a bad look. That could literally be the Seahawks 2.0 for him. It's a perfect setup for him, honestly.
It is, but here
coach that's not finna fold for none of the stuff that he own, and he got a head coach that's not bullish enough to where he is going to give him an honest chance to play his game. And if y'all get the Russell Wilson that played for the Broncos this season, y'all are light years ahead of where y'all are right now on offense.
I agree, but I don't, for the simple reason that the Steelers have already came out and said. I know the football is a business, but I know the Steelers. I've been watching this team for quite some time. They came out and already said that they are fully committed to Kenny Pickett at least another year. Now, here's why. Look, Kenny may have not looked the greatest, but that first game without Matt Canada, you saw what he was able to do. The next game, he looked great. He was looking. I think Kenny was 7 of 8 in the Arizona game. He gets hurt. So you never really got the chance to get a real. We need to give. He needs the opportunity to get a fair assessment before we can say okay, Kenny's just not it. And you also got to keep in mind it did take him 5 years in college to finally, you know what I'm saying, to finally get it. But even in the NFL, like he has that clutch gene. So if it does come down to the game, if it does come down to the game, you know, maybe we, you know, we 3 points behind, minute and a half in the game. I do have confidence that Kenny can take us home. I do.
A key for y'all this game is gonna be my man, NFL young boy, man, George Pickens.
Yeah, GP14, baby.
Yeah, I need George Pickens to be who he has been as of late.
Yes.
And the key matchup for him, I would say, I think the Bills will put Rasul Douglas on him, and they will have safety help over the top. But you just need to count on NFL young boy to be who he is, man. He got to be physical. He got to play hard-nosed football like he does, bro. If he could the thing is, Mason Rudolph just has to take what the defense gives him. If Mike T can keep his head level and not allow the moment to be too big for him and just rely on the scheme and basically do what Michigan did. Stick to the fucking game plan. That's all you got to do. Stick to the game plan. Don't turn the ball over. We're going to take these 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. We don't need the chunk plays. We don't need them. Now, will we like them? Will we take them when they come? Yes. But if you can stay fundamentally sound on offense, put together a decent drive, you don't have to go get a touchdown every drive. We cool with taking 3. We cool, you know what I'm saying? We cool with pinning them back deep, giving them bad field position. Because that's one thing about Josh Allen. He is a quarterback that relies on chunk plays. If you could force him to drive the entire length of the field, 9 times out of 10, he will give you the ball back.
True. I agree with that. Once again, fire ass analysis, Malcolm. I fuck with it. Moving on to Ryan's favorite team to bag on. we got the 12-5 Cowboys versus the 9-8 Green Bay Packers. Green Bay 20th overall in red zone offense, converted at 51, scoring 51% of the time. 12th overall offense, 12th overall pass offense, 15th overall rush offense, 12th in point scored, 5th on converting in third down, 25th in giveaways, and 30th in sacks allowed. As far as the defense is 10th in the red zone defense. Teams are only scoring on them 50% of the time. 17th in overall defense, 9th overall pass defense, 28th overall rush defense, 10th in points allowed, 25th on teams converting on them third down, 41%, 30th at 30th in interceptions, 16th in sacks, and 23rd in takeaways. Now on the Dallas 14th overall in red zone offense, scoring 56% of the time. 4th overall offense, 3rd overall pass offense, 14th overall rush offense, 1st overall in points scored, 2nd on third down conversions at 48%, 30th in sacks allowed, and 29th in turnovers. Red zone defense, and their 20th, teams are scoring on them 56% of the time. 6th overall defense, 5th overall pass defense, 16th overall rush defense, 5th overall in points allowed, 14th on third down conversion. Teams are converting on them 37% of the time. 12th in turnovers, 13th in sacks, and 9th in interceptions. Malcolm, you take off on this.
Key matchup here for me will be my boy, one of my favorite corners in the league, man, Jair Alexander, man. You going to have to get your frequent flyer miles this game, bro. You got to follow CeeDee Lamb. That matchup it can decide the game. It can make or break the game, bro. But Jair, bro, every time I see him, man, fundamentally sound, patient, physical. He don't mind getting chippy, man. Very athletic, fast, got great makeup speed, man. It's gonna be CeeDee Lamb gonna have his hands full. Yeah. If you can bottle up CeeDee Lamb, I'm not gonna say that you're gonna lock him down, bro, because ain't nobody did it all season. But if you can contain that man, if you can contain CeeDee Lamb and force the Cowboys to play offense, like force them to put together a drive, of which they are more than capable of doing, but it's shown that when you take away Dak's favorite target, he tends to struggle.
Yeah.
And Tony Pollard is not a game breaker by any means. But another key for the Green Bay Packers is Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones has been quietly balling over these last few weeks, and he gets up for Dallas. He gets up for Dallas. He always goes off against Dallas because that's his favorite team. He wanted to get drafted by him, so the fact that he didn't, he always, whenever he go to Dallas, he want to leave a mark out there. And that's another one of them teams that's just like they got a puncher's chance. They coming in with nothing to lose, so they come in, they finna throw the kitchen sink at you. They not planning on. They are literally not planning on going to the next round. So they are going to open up the playbook to the fullest extent. I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen some of the craziest trick plays come out.
True. Okay, I'm not mad at that.
But Dallas defense, if Dallas defense can come out and play how they did this last game, and if Michael Parsons can get to the quarterback, it's going to be a long day for Green Bay. But honestly, I got Dallas winning this game pretty comfortably, man. I got the game ending probably about like 31-21. And the only reason it's gonna be 21 is the fact that Green Bay gonna try to make a comeback late. Jordan Love probably throw a touchdown, but he another wild card in this game too because he's streaky. He reminds me of, if I can give him a comparison, he gives me like J.R. Smith vibes. He one of those players. If he get hot, he can give it to anybody. But if he's struggling, that's great for you because he's gonna be self-check.
Yep, 2 for 10 for the field.
Man.
I mean, if Dallas defense comes to play, they win the game. I feel like that means that, I mean, I don't know, maybe Cooks gets off this game. Man, maybe that's what it is. I got Dallas winning the game. 35-28. I feel like I'm piggyback off what Malk said. Green Bay's gonna make a comeback late. It's just not gonna be enough time. That's why I feel like Dallas is gonna come out swinging on all cylinders, trying to get CD to rock, moving the ball, put them points up there. Then they're gonna defense gonna get some stops. They're gonna slow down a little bit. Then if Love, like you said, if Love can go out there, get some completions, get a rhythm going, it's gonna be a problem. But if that number 11 is on his ass, all bets is off. It's gonna be a long night for Mr. 12 Jordan Love. Not Mr. 12, Mr. 10 Jordan Love. Yeah. So I got Dallas winning. Dallas usually goes home in the second round. Might be a wild card, appearance again for them. I just don't trust Dallas in January.
I would agree, piggyback of what Ryan said. I do think Dallas is going to win. I agree with both of y'all. I got Dallas winning pretty handily. I think this particular game, the only thing that can get us Dallas's way is Dallas Cowboys. It is set up. They got a opening. They got a wild card game at home. At home. If they win this game, the next game is going to be at home. So AT&T Stadium is going to be they're going to be rocking. Everybody's expecting Dallas to win this game, and we saw what happened the last time they played Green Bay at home. They got them the first time. Dallas's record against Green Bay in the playoffs is not very good. The last few years, it's just not the last 20 years. So the only thing that can get us Dallas's way is Dallas being Dallas. But ultimately, I think Dallas wins this game pretty handily. I think Dak goes out there. I think Dak. I'm gonna say Dak at being at home, as well as he's played, Dak is gonna throw for damn near 400 yards. I'm calling it now. I think Dak's gonna do just like he did in the first round last year. He's going at home. Dak, he's comfortable. CD's playing out of his mind, and throwing out a stat for CD. CD this year, career highs: 135 receptions, 1,749 yards, 12 touchdowns. CD playing lights out. They at home. Yeah, it's Dak is. I think Dak gonna blow the roof off. I really do. I think
Cowboys on steroids at home, boy.
Yeah.
They get a. Go ahead.
I'm gonna definitely put the Cowboys winning on my ticket, but I would be a liar if I didn't say it wouldn't bring joy to my heart and probably 70% of America if that ticket folds because Dallas blows it. It's just something about when Dallas loses and you just see the looks of despair in the crowd, man. It
I
just
just
makes you
love
think.
seeing the disappointment on their
I love it.
on the faces of their fans because
I love it.
I don't get me wrong. I know my fan base is annoying, but god damn, like we don't say every year is our year. I'm not
Yeah,
expecting to go to the Super Bowl before as soon as the fucking season is over.
bro. That's why I said it's not even. But the thing that I've noticed, like over these past couple of seasons, it's not just Dallas. It's
It's
the
not
entire NFC East. It's just that Dallas has been the only team that has consistently had a good enough
success.
roster
Yeah, yeah.
to be let down. Now, since the Eagles have gotten good, their fan base is just as annoying as the Dallas Cowboys fan base.
No.
I will say,
After that Super Bowl, and they won. Oh my God! Like y'all
it,
didn't make the playoffs. We covered next year. Like yeah, they like Dallas 2.0.
that's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I made a stat a while ago. I was like, bro, NFC East fans act like bitter baby moms, bro.
They do. They
Because
do.
when they lose, oh my god, bro. When they lose, bro, it all hell broke loose.
It's
You
just like
like
the Giants. They are still like the Giants. It don't matter how fucking bad the Giants are. They are still always gonna hold on to the fact that we beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl. The fuck
That's
have y'all
all
done
New.
since then?
That's all New York fan. Like that live in New York. Anybody? I ain't seen it. I ain't seen New York Giants fan outside New York. I don't know in how long.
I've seen a couple, but I mean, I've met one. I've met one, but
His
he's
name
actually
was low
from New
key as
York.
fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he's high key. That
Oh.
motherfucker would he's wearing the fucking numbers off that Eli Manning jersey. You know how we talked about before, like how do you dry your jerseys, bro? Them numbers is all crinkled. The fucking it did that the 10, the corner up here is peeling off. Like he's one of them.
You only wear them on game day, baby. That's it. Put them right back up.
Facts.
yeah, bro.
Moving on to what I am considering to be the game of the weekend. We have the LA Rams versus the Detroit Lions. We have the two quarterbacks that got traded for each other facing off. This is what's weird about this game. It's so if you Detroit, how do you root for this game? Because it's Matt Stafford is returning to where he spent the first like 12 years of his career. And then you got Detroit having the best season they've had in quite some time.
30 years.
First home playoff game in 30 years. So if you're a Detroit fan, I feel bad for Detroit, but then I don't because it's like this is probably the team that I wouldn't want to get them in the first round. I don't want to have to deal with all these fucking emotions. I want to be able to root for my team.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, Detroit, they kind of far enough removed from Matt Stafford to where when they go into this game, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, Matt Stafford back. It's cool, but Jared Goff got us to the playoffs right now, so it's really fuck Matt Stafford for this weekend. Like, I feel like like Matt Stafford, we still want to see you after the game. Probably take a picture or two, but hopefully it's after you lose. Like Detroit ain't been to the playoffs in so long, and they actually have a roster that they feel like can contend. So they excited right now. They super excited right now. It's kind of like when LeBron went back to Cleveland and took them to the playoffs and how they don't know how long. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter who they had there before, like, yeah, you cool, but we rocking right now. But it's the Rams, they the most dangerous team in the first round.
Hold on. Let me cut you off real quick because it's not. I'm glad you said that because there's some stats that's actually gonna surprise you. So for the Rams are actually fourth in red zone offense, scoring 63% of the time. 7th in overall offense, 10th in overall pass offense, 11th in overall rushing offense, 8th in points scored, 8th in converting on third down. They are 27th in sacks allowed, and they don't turn the ball over. Matt Stafford actually has not fumbled all year. I found that shit quite surprising. Defensively, the Rams are 15th in red zone defense as teams are only scoring on them 54% of the time, 18th in overall defense, 20th overall in pass defense, 12th overall in rush defense, 19th in points allowed, 18 on third down as teams only converting 38% of the time, 23rd in sacks, 30th in takeaways, 24th in interceptions. Detroit, on the other hand, offensive powerhouse as expected. They are third in red zone offense, scoring and converting 64% of the time. third in overall offense, second overall pass offense, fifth overall in rush offense, fifth overall in points, 10th overall on third down conversion percentage, 29th in sacks allowed, and 14th in turnovers and giveaways. Red zone defense, not so much. They are 29th in red zone defense. Teams are scoring and converting 66% of the time. 20th overall defense, 27th overall pass defense, second overall run defense, which I found that surprising. 23rd in points allowed, and 20th on third down conversion percentage as teams are converting on them 37% of the time. 24th in sacks, 18th in turnovers, and 13th in interceptions. My bad, Malcolm. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead and take off, bro.
Oh no, man, you all good, bro. The two key players for me to keep this from being an upset game, I would have to say is they are going to have to let Jahmyr Gibbs off the leash, and they need another big game from Amon-Ra St. Brown. He gonna have to move the chains for them, and Jahmyr Gibbs is gonna have to he gonna have to be that lightning in the bottle, man. Because no matter how old he is, bro, you still going against Aaron Donald, and David Montgomery is more of an inside run, inside zone type of back, and Aaron Donald not going for that, bro. He taking on triple teams, so them linebackers finna have free flow into them gaps. So it's gonna take Jahmyr Gibbs taking them boys to the edge and getting them out in the open field and making some guys miss. And then it's going to take Amon-Ra St. Brown to keep them all balanced. They're going to have to run a lot off the play action. He's going to have to attack the middle of the field. You're going to have to attack the lack of backer help that they got in there. And you just got to keep them on their toes. And if you can keep the Rams out of the red zone, which is a hard thing to do if you them, especially with the way that the Rams offense is playing right now, because you got to guard Puka, you got to guard Cooper, you got to guard whatever miscellaneous third wide receiver comes out of nowhere. And then you got to guard Kyron Williams, which is kind of he's been a surprise for them this season.
Shout out St. Louis.
For sure. He can catch it out the backfield a little bit. He can keep their offense off balance. He can pull them backers out of the box and make them flow towards the running back and leave the middle of the field open for Puka Nacua and any cornerback that Detroit got that they decide to leave on the island with Cooper Kupp, which I hope they don't do that. I honestly think the key for Detroit defense this week, they are going to have to play a great zone coverage. You're gonna have to run a lot of zone because you don't have the corners to man up with Puka or Cooper Kupp. No matter how injured you think Cooper Kupp is, I wish you would leave him on the island one-on-one. Yeah. He gonna leave Detroit with somebody ankles.
Yeah.
Boy,
go ahead, Ryan.
Is this ever a game Jared Goff ever wanted in his life?
Facts.
This is ever a game. And then not only does the team that you led to the Super Bowl trade you, they win.
Yeah.
So it's like now, motherfucker.
The following year, the year right at like they trade you to Detroit, who was like one of the worst teams in football, and then they win literally right after they trade
you. Then he had to relearn how to do the job he'd been doing his whole fucking life. and then now, after the heartbreak after heartbreak games last 2 years, now they ain't finally back in the playoffs. Man, look, bro. I'm just telling you, dog. If the offensive line shows up, I feel like Detroit has a good chance to win this game. I can't give you a score. This is gonna be a game I watch closely, extremely closely, because wow, you talk about fucking storylines. Matchups make games, but storylines make it juicy, baby. So I'm gonna go Detroit, man. I think it's their time. I think they might be the Cinderella team. At least get to the NFC Championship game. I'm saying it now.
So I've battled a lot with this game simply because of all the emotions that's coming into it, the storyline that's behind it as well. So I'm definitely sure it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think you have two of the most dangerous offenses, whether you want to admit it or not. Both of these teams have a very high-powered, high-scoring offense. I think ultimately, I think what's going to happen is simply because Detroit is at home. I think what's going to happen is the Rams are going to get the ball back and they're going to score. They're going to get, within field goal range or something. And because Detroit is at home, they're going to get a call that goes their way. Mm-hmm. That's honestly what I think is going to happen, because I don't think that this Detroit's secondary is doing anything they can scheme as much as they want. They can't fuck with this Rams offense. They really can't. Cooper Kupp's going off, doing this. Cooper Kupp is, he's come. He had a rough start to the season, but he's coming into his own. Puka Nakua's had a hell of a season as a rookie. And Kyron Williams burst into the scene. Nobody expected him to do what he's done. So I don't think Detroit is going to be able to do anything to contain this Rams offense. But the only thing they can do, they're gonna be just like the Chiefs was a couple years ago. We can't stop you, so we just gonna score with you. And because of that, like I said, I think the Rams will get the ball back, a couple minutes left, and they'll get in field goal range and get ready to score. And what's going to happen is, ultimately, they're gonna get a call. The Lions are some. They're gonna get a call that ultimately wins them the game. That's what I think is gonna happen. But before we get off this game, I gotta say, we gotta give a shout out to Matt Stafford, because it was always a question of when he got sent to the Rams, it was a question of whether he was a Hall of Famer or not. Matt Stafford is now responsible for two of the greatest wide receiver seasons of all time, and now the greatest rookie season as a wide receiver in the NFL. Puka Nacua broke the record for most receptions and most yards in the season as a rookie, as a wide receiver. And Matt Stafford is now responsible for the great season by Calvin Johnson, the great season by Cooper Kupp, and now this rookie season by Puka Nacua. So shouts out Matt Stafford.
What school did Puka go to?
I honestly don't know, bro. I'm being honest. I gotta go look it up.
Puka Nacua. I'm like, who the fuck is Puka? Why he catching it? What happened to Cup? I had so many questions in October and September. What's going
I ain't gonna lie. One thing I didn't mention, I forgot to mention.
How ironic, bro. He went to Washington.
He did go to Washington.
He went to Washington and BYU. That's where he went. Okay. He went to Washington and BYU.
I would have transferred out of BYU too.
I ain't gonna lie though. As long as Jared Goff can stay out of the turnover column, I feel like Detroit can win that game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I said this to Ryan, bro. Look, Detroit has not had a home playoff game in 30 years. I would hate to be the team going into Ford Field. Because that you talking about a loyal, crazy fan base. No matter how bad the Lions have been, they fans have always showed up, and Ford Field is going to be a madhouse. It's like for Matt Stafford, it's like, okay, I played her, so I have nothing to be uncomfortable. I'm have nothing to be uncomfortable and scared about.
Like when Deion came back and played against the Falcons and he scored on the punt return, the interception. This is my shit. Yeah, so I mean, all them Detroit fans rooting for him when he got to the Super Bowl too.
Yeah.
The whole fan base is rooting for him. So this is going to be a great primetime matchup, and then now we have the Sooner Bowl.
Yes, sir. We have next up last game of wild card weekend. We got the 11-6 Philadelphia Eagles versus 9-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Eagles are 9th overall in red zone offense, converting 60% of the time, converting the scoring 60% of the time. 8th overall in total offense, 16th overall in pass offense, 8th overall in rush offense, 7th overall in points scored. Third down percentage converting 48% of the time. I didn't get the rankings on that, so that's my bad. They're 8th in turnovers. They're 8th in giveaways. 22nd in sacks allowed. On the flip side, defensive-wise, they are 30th in red zone efficiency on defense. Teams are scoring and converting on them 66% of the time. 27th overall defense, 31st overall pass defense, 10th overall rush defense, 30th in points allowed, 31st on teams converting on them on third down at 46%. 25th in takeaways, 20th in sacks, 26th in interceptions. Buccaneers on the flip side, 30th in red zone efficiency, They are only scoring, converting 44% of the time, 24th overall offense, 17th overall pass offense, 32nd overall rush offense, 20th in point, dead last in rush offense, 20th in points scored, 10th on third, converting on third down at 47%, 19th in sacks, and 19th in sacks allowed, 26th in giveaways. Flip side, third down and red zone efficiency, teams are only scoring and converting on them 42% of the time. 23rd overall defense, 29th overall pass defense, 5th overall rush defense, 6th in points allowed, 23rd on third down percentage. Teams are only converting 40% of the time. 9th in sacks, 13th in takeaways, and 17th in turnovers. Ryan, these are your boys. So you take this one first.
This is like, if there's ever a game that builds your confidence back in, it's this one for the Eagles. Like, I mean, they got some. I mean, outside of Evans, they don't really got too many problems. I mean, a lot of this shit is running back centric. I mean, Baker can make some plays, can make some throws, but I just feel like this is just a game that is tailor made for the Eagles to come back and win. Now, if they lose this motherfucker, they're gonna have to. I think the offensive coordinator getting fired. He might get fired regardless. But if they're able to make a run, like I think the Eagles can, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jalen gonna have to throw the ball. We're gonna have to see if AJ's how his health is, but he did walk off the field. This is bittersweet for me because I'm gonna be a winner regardless because I get to see both my boys play in the NFL in the playoff game. But I'm going with the Eagles in this one. As much as I would like to see Baker get another playoff win, I'm going with the Eagles. I just feel like they have the better team.
So I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna go with the upset here. I'm gonna take the Bucks. Reason why Buccaneers is at home, and I say that because Baker Mayfield is coming into this. He's another one that just like he has nothing to lose. Like what do I have to lose? I proved I could be an NFL starter. I came out here, had the best season of my career. Like I still got Heisman money I'm living off of. Like what else do I have to prove? And we all see that Eagles defense, the Eagles secondary is they toast. Like they're not the Sean Desai. I don't think if they lose this game, he not riding back with the team. Like he ain't flying back with like you stay down here.
Stay tarmac some bitch. Oh, the plane already left. What you mean?
I definitely feel like AJ Brown's injury is gonna linger quite a bit. Devontae Smith, he's battling the injury. And I think the key here is the run game. Because the Buccaneers do have a pretty decent run defense, I think it's gonna force the Eagles to pass a lot. It's gonna put Jalen in a lot of situations where he has to throw the ball, and we've seen this season that the Eagles have not done well in those situations. They play horrible situational football. So I think that I think the Buccaneers may shock a lot of people here. I'm gonna go. Give me 38 to because I do think it's gonna be a high scoring game. Give me 38-30. I'm gonna go 38-30.
All right, Mr. Football Insider himself, Malcolm.
Go ahead, Malcolm.
Man, for me, this is the biggest game of Wild Card Weekend. And the reason I say that is not due to what we're going to get on the field. It's due to everything that's riding on this game. Like when they say it's deeper than rap, this is the definition of that. Because this game is going to tell us a lot about what's been going on behind the scenes in the Eagles organization, because we all know it's been a lot of rumors flying around that the players giving up on the coaches. Everybody is at odds right now, and everybody their organization is in turmoil. So this is either going to go one or two ways. All of that is going to become very apparent on the field, and the Eagles are going to fold before our very eyes, or the Eagles are going to find a way to bring it back together, because there's going to have to be a team win, because Jalen Hurts is banged up, and you see every week it's getting worse and worse and worse. He's looking worse and worse and worse, and I don't fault him for that. Everybody's going to have an off season. I don't fault him for that at all. He trying to do what he can to shoulder the load, and he banged up, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He out here riding on, you know what I'm saying? You got a Ferrari out here riding on two donuts. trying to get you where you're going.
Yeah.
So,
Damn.
I mean, keys for this game. Baker Mayfield got to play some sound football, man. He got to stay out of the turnover column. You got to find a way to get Mike Evans going. You got to get Chris Godwin involved. You gotta exploit. I feel like they're gonna run a lot of. I mean, Mike Evans, he likes to run a lot of deep patterns. So Chris Godwin is gonna be that guy that's gonna get open in the middle of the field a lot this game. And for the Eagles side of things. I got a little inside joke with my partner. He a Eagles fan. I call this guy Evil Christian McCaffrey because he looked like Christian McCaffrey, evil twin, Blankenship. He gonna have to have a big game in the Eagles secondary for them to bring it back together, man, because they're gonna attack him a lot, man. He's a guy that's not too keen in coverage, but he will come up and tackle. He's gonna have to make some key breakups because Mike Evans, man, that's a load, bro.
Yeah.
No matter where he kind of like D-Hop. No matter who back there at quarterback, I'm still a threat. All he got to do is throw it up. So it's
Mike Evans down there somewhere.
Exactly. But yeah, it's definitely this is the game. If it's gonna be an upset on Wild Card Weekend, this is it. This or the Rams game. Them the two games that the upset alert is gonna be hot. Because the Eagles, man, they going on a slump at the worst possible time in the season. They team look like they have no cohesiveness on offense or defense. It's another scenario where they literally just line their guys up and say, my guys are more talented than your guys. So let's see how it turns out. And the offensive scheme is so vanilla and predictable that it gets bad. And like you said, they play bad situational football. And if they're not getting it in 4th and 1 and doing a tush push, the play call is up in the air. You don't know what you're going to get. So it's definitely out there for the Buccaneers to take, man. It's definitely out there for the Buccaneers to take. But, I mean, if I want to go with my head, I'm going to say that the Eagles can get it together enough to beat them, but they go home next round. But my heart is telling me that there's going to be the upset this week. There's going to be the upset this weekend.
Honestly, with you being a San Francisco fan, you would want Philly to win so you can get that whole that shit with Brock Purdy getting hurt with that shit from last year. You want that rematch.
I ain't even gonna lie. We the reason for their downfall.
I can agree with that. I ain't mad at that. I can agree with that.
That's one thing about Kyle Shanahan. If you lose to Kyle Shanahan, it's not just like you lose. You don't just lose that one night. Because when every team go back and cut that film on, the one thing that Kyle Shanahan is good at is dissecting the team. So when every team after you plays them, they're gonna go turn that film on and they're gonna see all the points that get exploited in that game. Because if you peep, after we beat them, every team that came behind us and beat them played them the exact same way we did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Copycat league. Copycat league. We're gonna keep running until you show us otherwise.
But that would be poetic justice. I would love that.
I know you would. I
would love for another blowout on the Eagles to happen on my watch. But I mean, it's. I feel like right now I'm very confident in my team. I feel like we stepping on whoever at this point. We got hitting them out at the perfect time with the Ravens game. And like I said, man, if we end up playing the Ravens again, man, you've seen what happened to the last security guards, bro. The last team that beat us like that was the Eagles, and you see how that worked out for them. So that's the thing, bro. We got film on you now. Don't expect us to go the same way. Don't expect us to play that bad.
Yeah. All right, coming down home stretch. Let's make these quick. I got a couple rapid fire questions. What team first up, what team does Russ fit best with?
In my opinion, Steelers, bro. In my opinion, the Steelers is set up for him. It's just like what he used to. He got basically the same setup he had in Seattle.
Power run and play action.
Great defense to carry him when he's not having a great game, but it's a defense to where, okay, even if I'm not having a great game, they're going to keep me in it enough to where I could come in on the last drive and be good for one drive to win us the game. And you got all the tools that you need at your disposal.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, to be honest with you, I I don't like all the Russ slander. I'm a Russell Wilson fan.
No.
I don't like all the Russ slander. It's getting bad, man. Y'all mad at this man because he happy, man. It's crazy. Every time Future say that man's name, baby come out of it. Every time.
I'm
Every
glad
time.
you said that
Every
because
time.
I battle with this, and I think that this team is insert QB and they are gonna be a contender. I think he fits well with Atlanta. Do I
I
think
was
he's
gonna
gonna
say that.
do I think he's gonna go to Atlanta? No.
Fuck
Because of the whole all they gonna talk about is that Future and Sierra shit. That's all they gonna talk about. But I definitely say Atlanta because I feel like this team right now is built to compete for the next couple of years. They got a nice running back in Bijan Robinson, especially if Tyler Algier is gonna be there. Drake London,
I ain't gonna lie.
they need once somebody learns how to finally fucking utilize Kyle Pitts, he's gonna be a monster. Jonnu Smith is there. Their defense wasn't bad this year. So I see him. I think he's a good fit for Atlanta. Do I think he's gonna go to Atlanta? Fuck no.
I got a hot take. I got a hot take on Atlanta. I feel like, I mean, you could run this tape back at the beginning of the 2024 season next year. I feel like Atlanta is going to win the offseason. They are going to trade. They're going to trade probably a second and a third round pick up Justin Fields, and they are going to hire Eric Bieniemy as the head coach, and they are going to have a hood version of the Chiefs.
Fuck you, Malcolm. You fucked up two of my rapid fire questions, man. God damn.
Hood version of the Chiefs. About to say, who's gonna be that coach?
My bad, bro. I meant to ask you, was you gonna ask something about that before I said that?
Okay,
but
so
yeah,
so go, let's get off into it. Does Eric B finally get a head coaching job?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Because it's for two reasons. Luckily, I ain't gonna say luckily. The Chiefs' struggles were a blessing for him because now they showed just how important he was to that offensive success. Yeah. And the fact that he took Sam Howell and made him a top 5 passer in the league this year.
Yeah. Another thing too was
going into week 12.
Another thing too was the fact that because Washington was not like a team that anybody was expecting to really do much. And he wasn't like his name is constantly not getting fucking floated around. I think now that makes him a much better candidate. You know what I mean? Because like you said, we saw what he was able to do with Sam Howell. Like he turned him to passing yards wise, he turned him into a top 5 passer in the league. So, I mean, hot take on that. Because I'm finna fuck y'all up with this one right here. I think this happens. I think because Ron Rivera got fired. Caleb Williams is probably going to end up in Washington. And they've been trying to dub him the next Mahomes.
I'm thinking about stay right foot.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. The only reason I don't see that happening is just because of how bad an organization the Bears are. So they are not going to. I feel like they're going to hit the panic button, trade Justin Fields, take Caleb Williams, and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. as well.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like, does Chicago stick with Justin Fields and take Marvin Harrison first overall?
Free Justin Fields, man. Free my dog out there, jam. Send him to Atlanta. Let him jam out with them killers down there. Let him unlock Kyle Pitts, man. Pick up. If I'm in Atlanta, bro, I'm on the phone right now. Like, man, we ain't in the playoffs. We ain't got nothing to do with none of this. So y'all might as well not cut the TV on all weekend. Just get on this phone. What do you want for Justin Fields? And I'm calling Eric Bieniemy, and I'm telling him right now, I don't give a damn about the fine I'm going to get for tampering. I need you, bro. You coming down here, and we is finna create the fried chicken Chiefs in Atlanta.
Fried chicken Chiefs. Hey.
I like that, bro. I fuck with that.
All right, you got Chicago, you got Washington, you got the Patriots, you got Arizona, you got the Chargers, you got the Giants, you got Tennessee, Atlanta, Chicago again, and the Jets. That's your top 10 picking order right there. Shit. Damn, man. I don't want to see Caleb go to fucking Washington. I don't want to see that shit, man.
I don't
want to see him go to Chicago either, bro. That's where QB's careers go to die. So
nor do I want to fucking see him go to New England because that Bill Belichick's way, because I think they're gonna stick with Bill Belichick and his way of doing shit is gonna fucking break Caleb.
Fuck
honestly,
no. He already came out of pocket with it. I'm gonna do whatever I can for this team. I'm willing to give up personnel decisions as long as I can stay with this team, do the best I can, help this team win. Yeah,
honestly,
motherfucker.
you know who I wouldn't mind seeing Caleb Williams go to?
Who's that?
The Giants. The Giants.
They got to get some wide receiver help.
He is not falling all the way to 6, bro.
He's not. Unless the Giants do like a fucking sign and trade with Saquon, which I don't see that happening either.
Yeah,
and they can't because they paid Daniel Jones all that money. They can't trade him away, so they kind of stuck.
As much as I hate it, bro, I feel like they are going to put Saquon and running back purgatory. They're gonna keep trying to disrespect them with the franchise tag, man. And I hate to say it, man. If he either gonna have to pull a Le'Veon Bell and sit down, or he is going to end his career in New York, and I don't mean by retirement.
Yeah, you're not the only one that thought that.
Speaking of retirement, shout out my boy Sterling. He retired. You know,
Sterling Shepard retired.
Yeah.
Man,
too many injuries. I feel like
that's another thing with New York. New York is where wide receivers go to die.
Well, OBJ got the fuck out of there, man. He's ready to go to Cleveland. He's ready to go to Cleveland. Let's get me up out of here, man.
They sent him there because all them antics and all that shit. They sent his ass there.
Shit, his boy Juice is there too, though. You know, come on, man. It's gonna be all right. They got some decent bitches down here, man. You be all right.
Hey, man. Ever since that picture with Trey Songz on the boat, man.
They talking about that now. Because it came out. Oh, he's talking about renting a yacht or a big ass boat for all the players in Baltimore. I'm not getting on that fucking boat.
Yeah, I hope they get on that boat.
Bro, being on a boat in Miami in Tim's and no shirt is crazy.
That's insane, bro.
It's crazy, bro.
That's
bro,
insane.
You got a playoff game in 2 days. Y'all niggas in Miami. Y'all wasn't trying to win. Y'all were just happy
with
y'all
Trey
made the
Songz
playoffs.
of all people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
that the most light-skinned photo of all time.
then that video of him in the bed, that powdery substance on his nose.
Oh man.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
I'm like, bro, this nigga out here living.
Bro.
Man, my knee.
Uh-huh.
Nigga, fuck that knee.
Man.
He had to hurry up that baby, clean up his image, I guess. clean it up. Talking about this is the best they've ever been on. Duh.
Man, look, man, this is my slogan going all the way into 2025, man. Bring the strip club Chiefs to Atlanta, man. Let's do it.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to see that.
Bro, the setup is the exact same, bro. You bring in a mobile quarterback that can be very dynamic in the offense, got great arm talent, man. He just does not have the scheme to fully flourish. Then you got I ain't gonna say nice, you got a solid wide receiver in Drake London. You have a prolifically athletic, talented tight end and Kyle Pitts, man. I feel like Eric Bieniemy can highlight Kyle Pitts, and he is going to be the sleeper of next year if they get Eric Bieniemy. I know I would not mind taking him early in my fantasy draft next year if they get
you
Eric
and me
Bieniemy.
both. You and me both. This is a bad. I got to redeem myself this year because this is a bad year for me, flat out.
Yeah, injuries kill me in fantasy this year.
You're not the only one, man. You're not the only one. All right, we got to move on to the next rapid fire. Go ahead, Ryan. You was about to say something.
No, I'm just looking at this draft order. This shit. If I'm Caleb Williams, I'm going back to USC, bro.
He ain't trying to go to the Big Ten and deal with all them big motherfuckers on defense. Fuck that.
But I would say one key interesting thing about the draft this year is how many prolific players that are available right now.
Quarterbacks. This is a deep quarterback class.
I'm saying just like that's floating around the league, there's rumor for trade and stuff. That's going to influence the draft a lot because another big question that everybody I know, people like myself or people like y'all that are really like students of the game and football connoisseurs are really looking for it and nobody is talking about much. Where does T. Higgins land?
Hey, that was gonna be my next question. But go ahead.
I feel like honestly, This I'm gonna spin back to who I was talking about earlier, man. The way he fit the mold, he fits the age criteria for them right now. I would not be surprised if the Texans are one of the key players in that. They got the cap room. You could go in there and max them out. Then you got a wide receiver number one that you could develop with your quarterback for years to come, and that's a dangerous combo. Yes. You got Tank Dell, you got T. Higgins and Nico Collins on the outside, and you got Tank Dell having free reign over the middle, and you can't really double Tank Dell, and you want to try to bracket him with a linebacker. That's real dangerous. And then you got a quarterback that throw one of the nicest deep balls in the league to one of the best jump ball receivers in T. Higgins.
It didn't look like that this year, but yeah.
Where you think you're going to end up, Ryan?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. This is going to be, I mean, like, just wait till about March, April, whenever free agency opens.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If you can't beat them, join them. I think you're going to fuck everybody up and go to the Chiefs. That's what I think is going. If you can't beat them, join them.
If Eric,
I can see that.
If Eric was there,
I can see that. I thought the Chiefs would make a move for Mike Evans.
I did too. I honestly thought, because he's gonna be a free agent at the end of this year too. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see where he end up too.
The Hunt family need to realize, look, bro, you want to keep getting these Super Bowls and shit, you got to spend a little bit of money on offense and defense.
Because Travis ain't doing nothing but getting older. You obviously see you don't have no talent on this wide receiver core outside of Rashee Rice, and like I said, Pat don't fully trust him just yet.
Because that wide receiver core last year, like, bro, they complimented Kels. You couldn't double team nobody because as soon as you do that, everybody else is getting open.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like, okay, we're gonna.
But Juju, that's because Juju took a lot of that attention away because Juju was their possession wide receiver. We need to get we need a third down. We need we need a third down. Need to convert on fourth down. We need to score in the red zone. I'm going to Juju.
Exactly. Because Andy Reid's still good at what he do, man. He can scheme you open, but are you gonna make the play?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up D-Hop on the low end.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I thought they was gonna make a run for him too. I honestly thought they was gonna make a run for him too.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens try to do that because that was one of Lamar Jackson's, talking points in negotiating this contract. He wanted to have Odell and D-Hop, and now after this season, you can kind of get D-Hop on the low end, and it's a more attractive destination considering the success that they've had. And now that you've seen Lamar flourish, we'll see how he looks with actual talent around him. So I can see them going in. And getting D-Hop on the low end, especially if they don't win it all this year.
Zay in the slot.
Ooh,
yeah, that'd be
nasty. And then Mark Andrews can come back healthy. Ugh.
If they can keep Rashad Bateman on the field, man, he is one of the sneaky good wide receivers. Whenever he is healthy, which is a big if, whenever he is healthy, bro, he is a problem out there, man. He is really good. He has a really good skill set.
Now, this ain't necessarily a rapid fire question, but this is the question that, of course, everybody's been talking about since it's the postseason. We're not going to pick winners, but who is y'all Super Bowls matchup? I'm gonna let Malcolm go ahead and get it out the way because I know who you picking.
He gonna say it for me too.
I ain't even gonna lie, bro. This is crazy, bro, because I predicted this from before the season started. But the only thing that was off about it is my picks before the season started, and I believe we talked about this last time I was on the podcast. I had the Jets and the Ravens in the AFC Championship, and I had the Niners and the Eagles in the NFC Championship, and I had the Super Bowl Ravens versus the Niners. Now, Aaron Rodgers got hurt, so that hampered my Jets pick. But everything else seems like it could pretty much be on par, except we might swap out the Eagles for the Cowboys. And oh, how sweet it would be to be the one to make Cowboys fans line up at Best Buy on a Monday morning because they broke their TV watching them lose to my Niners. Oh, I would love it so much. But yeah, man, my Super Bowl pick, man, I got the Niners and the Ravens rematch, man.
Go ahead, Ryan.
He took it. I told you gonna tell it. Yeah.
All right, yeah. Now Malcolm, you remember how I said you ain't gonna like nothing I gotta say.
This nigga about to say some bullshit. Watch.
No, listen. I want you to listen. I want you to listen to everything I gotta say. listen, close. Let me get everything out. I got the Ravens. I for sure got the Ravens coming out of the AFC. And the NFC, I hate this team. I hate everything, every entity, every fucking thing that has to do with this goddamn team. But I'm gonna go Dallas. Here's why. Here's why.
This nigga on drugs.
Listen. Me and Ryan.
I don't want to incriminate nobody right now. Just send me your plug number.
Listen, and this is why I say this. Me and Ryan have been talking about this for years. We've always said, if Dallas can somehow make the third round, it is going to be the year that they make the Super Bowl. The year they make the Super Bowl. I mean, the year they make it to the third round is going to be the year they make the Super Bowl. If you look at the way the bracket is set up, San Francisco is going to get the low. San Francisco going to get the low seed. So Dallas is going to get 2 playoff games at home. Meaning they're either gonna get the Eagles, the Bucks, or the Eagles, the Bucks, the Rams, or Detroit. Well, Eagles or the Bucks or Detroit if Detroit gets past the Rams. I have no doubt in my mind that Dallas can win any of those matchups at home. At home, they're not gonna get San Francisco in the second round this year. Luckily, it's gonna be in the third round at San Francisco. When I look at the Super Bowl being in Vegas. When I look at how many people love and hate the Cowboys, and I look at the business aspect of it, it's much better. I think it's better business for the Cowboys to be in the Super Bowl than the 49ers, simply because think about how many people that don't watch football that are going to tune in just to see the fucking Cowboys lose. Not to mention, when have we ever seen Dak Prescott play this fucking well? When have we ever seen him play this good?
Rookie year.
Outside of the rookie year, Dak ain't never played this good. Not to mention, every football show, every sports show you watch, every when you turn on Sports Center, anytime they talk about football, who the first team they mention?
Cowpokes.
My point exactly. I'm not saying they're gonna beat San Francisco. I'm not, but that's just my pick. And that's just, I'm not looking at matchups, none of that. I'm looking totally on the fucking business aspect of it. That's how I'm looking at it. So my matchup, yeah, it's the Cowboys and the Ravens from a business standpoint.
You off that what was that shit called off power? That Devia that drug them niggas is on.
Man, that Dahlia.
That Dahlia, yeah, here we go. That nigga high as hell, man.
Hey, I'm gonna get real personal with you right now. I want you to look me in my eyes when I say this. Hey.
I'm listening.
Oh, shit.
The weed, man. You must got the best fentanyl in the city, boy.
Man, let me tell you something. If I was on fentanyl, I'd say some crazy shit like the Lions going to the Super Bowl, and I damn sure think that's gonna happen.
I'm gonna say one of the greatest quotes in sports talk right now. The Cowboys, you can always count on the Cowboys to be the Cowboys. When the moment is the brightest, you can always count on the Cowboys. Come on, bro. Think about it like this. It's a science, bro. The key to keeping the Cowboys the most popular name in sports is giving the fan base hope, giving them something to look forward to.
I got you.
You finally let them get over the hump, and you finally let them get to the NFC Championship, and they lose. Cowboys fans not even gonna be mad. They gonna be. They gonna be. They gonna be ready to sign Dak to a $1 billion deal. He's played great. We got everything it takes to go back to the Super Bowl. We got everything it takes to win it all, bro. The Cowboy fans gonna be in a frenzy.
And what is Stephen A. said? If a asteroid or a meteor hit the Earth right now, only 3 things will survive: rats, roaches, and Cowboys fans.
Man.
Cowboys are an accident waiting to happen.
I'm gonna say
like I said, bro. Look, I hate the Cowboys. I'm not even rooting for them to get to the Super Bowl. It's just when I look at everything that's surrounding the Super Bowl, first time being in Vegas, you know how big the weekend is going to be. That's just what I come up with.
Honestly, where we differ at, I don't even think the Cowboys gonna make the NFC Championship. If they play the Lions again, I think the way that the Lions feel, especially how that game went, they got some on their mind. They got some on their mind and they got some on their heart.
I agree, but it's just I keep coming back to Dallas is going to get 2 back-to-back playoff games, but they don't have to play San Francisco. And San Francisco has been their fucking kryptonite.
That's true, but the Lions just played them in Jerry World, and they lost on a technicality that really they should have won that game because Skipper and the other lineman checked in with the referee.
Yeah, they did.
So there really is a loss on the Cowboys. That should be a loss on the Cowboys record. And I feel like in me just speaking from experience, bro, don't nothing fire you up more than being cheated.
Yeah,
by a team that you know you should have beat, and I'm about to see you on the biggest stage, so I can get revenge in the worst way. If they do beat the Lions, I might be a little nervous in that situation. If they do actually come out and beat them, you know what? I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I might have to fight a Cowboys fan after that.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, look, that's just my prediction. But if the Cowboys if they make it to the fucking AFC Championship, the NFC Championship, or the Super Bowl, I'm not watching First Take. I'm not turning on ESPN. I'm fucking deactivating Instagram.
You know they're gonna have Michael Irvin on, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman making an appearance. They're gonna find Roger Staubach, motherfucking retirement home or somewhere.
I need somebody to just fucking punch Skip Bayless right in his mouth to fatten up his lips. Gotta hear his ass talk.
Michael Irvin gonna do another line and go on there talking about some what he say? The young girl's not learning how to cook. We losing recipe. That boy was off a line, boy. And that mug geek boy, Michael Irvin gonna be at the NFC Championship with his shirt off a jigger. He gonna be turned up, man. I ain't gonna lie, I love it.
He gonna go full Miami.
You gonna see? They gonna put him on the camera.
They gonna be out there. They gonna be out there in San Fran full. I'm talking about gold chain, shirtless with the thick ass gold chains on. Yeah.
Man, that nigga gonna call Dion.
They gonna put that camera on Michael Irvin, and that boy lips finna be white as I don't know what.
With a 50 Hennessy XO.
man, taking a shot with Shannon Sharp, boy.
Oh man. But anyway, man, this has been a great episode. Malcolm, as always, bro, we appreciate we appreciate having you on the podcast. You're a hell of an analyst. And if
amazing insight.
Yes, absolutely. If now I did make him this promise.
I ain't think of it like that.
If the 49ers do make the Super Bowl, you will be back on the show. I'm gonna keep my promise. If the 49ers make the Super Bowl, you will be back on the podcast, brother.
Man, if we win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be on here with my shirt off, looking like Michael Irvin.
He gonna have the goggles on with the Bel Air.
I'm gonna lose my shit, bro. I'm going to lose my shit. You heard it here first, bro. Just, man, somebody, whoever around me, take my phone away from me, please. Because I don't want to look at it the next day and regret my decisions on what I posted. So, I ain't gonna lie, man. To me, the way that the bracket's shaping up and the way that the league is shaping up, man, this is gonna be one of the most exciting playoffs that we've seen in a while.
Somebody's gonna be, but it's gonna be some shit that we not expecting. So I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody expecting my Steelers to do a motherfucking thing. But if the Steelers somehow make it to the AFC if we make it to the motherfucking Super Bowl, I'm telling you right now, you better block me on Facebook, X, Instagram. I'm gonna be the most annoying motherfucker on social media for the next month.
When I say, bro, somebody gonna get a death threat by the end of the weekend. Like just the way that these games been going, bro, and all the teams that's in the brackets, bro. I could see a ref making a crazy call or somebody dropping an easy play. Somebody gonna get a death threat by Sunday night.
No, Tuesday night, because the game, the Eagles and Bucks game, that's on Monday. That's on Monday night, which I'm thankful I'm off. I'm happy MLK Day there. By the time y'all see this, it's gonna be close to MLK Day. So happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody. But yeah, I can definitely see that.
Hold on,
man. I can't. Oh yeah, man.
Go
I'm
ahead,
spending MLK Day in Florida, man. I can't wait to get out this snow, man. We going down there. I'm finna play in this the national championship for flag football. You know, they have
Oh
like
shit, right on, man.
a little national tournament down there, yeah, man. So I get to have a little fun in the sun, man. So hopefully I
Right
can
on.
bring back some upsets of my own, man.
Oh, we definitely wish you luck, bro.
Soccer world.
Bring that shit back. Bring it home.
This
Man,
nigga,
you know
okay.
that's the plan.
Okay, so before we get off, you said that the Cowboys, if they win the second round, they're gonna go to Levi Stadium and they're gonna beat the 49ers.
That's what I said. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't
That
know.
shit gonna be-
I don't know how it's gonna happen. But
That shit gonna be 45-6, nigga.
and I'm gonna tell you,
would you like to make a friendly wager on that if that happens?
okay. I put a 20 on it. Put a 20 spot on it.
I'm feeling like raising
hey, Malcolm, you gotta work with me, bro. This is I keep in mind I do construction, and this is the slow season. So your boy,
look, I'm not gonna put the pressure on you, man. There ain't no time limit on it, but let's bet a steak dinner on that.
Okay, all right, I'm cool with that. I legitimate bet. I'm cool with that. I fuck with that. I can deal with that.
And Ryan could just be there to rub it in the loser's face, whoever it is, whether it be
my
me.
Nigga, I told you. Yeah, I'll be there.
As a matter of fact, I got something else for you. If I win, I got a 49ers poncho you can wear at dinner.
That's okay.
You gotta wear a poncho. That's wild.
That's that goddamn.
And if I lose, I will go on the internet and say, "How about them Cowboys?"
Okay, all right, fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. And I will say that I will say this. I want to make it. I want to make an announcement right now. If the Cowboys beat the 49ers, all you motherfuckers better stay in the house because Malcolm is gonna go on a fucking shooting rampage.
Hey, bro. If we lose,
he's gonna be walking up and down Page Boulevard with a fucking Draco.
Bro. If we lose, bro, I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this now because I know I'm not gonna have the mental capacity to say it if we lose. If we lose this game, I'm asking all of my closest friends and loved ones that have my location and know where I am to please pull up expeditiously. I might be on suicide watch if we lose to the Cowboys.
Whoa. Relax, man. That is gonna suck.
Yeah.
But that's not that serious.
Man, look, bro.
It's okay. It's okay, bro. I'll bring you a fifth of Hennessy to drown in your sorrows.
Please.
I got you for sure. But all right, man, that's gonna be it for this episode. This has been a great episode. I can't wait to get this shit uploaded. I can't wait for y'all to see this. Once again, Malcolm, thank you for coming on, giving us all your insight, man. Make sure y'all follow us on X, Twitter, or whatever the fuck you call it. Y'all can follow us on Instagram. Y'all can catch these episodes on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. You know, we love constructive criticism, and at some point, hopefully, we'll be able to get more of y'all on the show, man. But until then, and I hope y'all have a great wild card weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And we out.
Bitch.